Okay, we're going to find the beach. We're at Point Provincial Park. Finally, nice sunny weather. There's been some kind of a hatch. A million little bugs. Not sure if you can see them or not, but they're looking like mosquitoes, kind of, and they don't bite. But they're in abundance. So in the trailer, in the dining tent, everywhere. So, okay, we're getting close to the beach here. There is signage, sand dunes. It's always a good indicator. Not sure how I feel about my campsite being entirely sand. No drinking dogs or fires in this part of the beach. Also no lifeguards. Alright, so we have been inundated with fire smoke. So you can see there's I won't even call it a haze, it almost looks like a fog out there. But the beach is beautiful, it's all sand. Clearly not super deep, the people waiting out there. And it's a long beach on a long point. That's hard to dislike. Additionally, it's got wheelchair access pretty much 3/4 of the way out to the beach, which is actually pretty good as well. So, wheelchair, but this is all sand. I mean, it's packed, cars are driving on it. Tomorrow I'll probably bring the wife down here. It's supposed to be a beautiful Saturday morning, and see how well her walker operates on this sand. That is my truck right there. That black truck and the gray wolf. And I'm about halfway to the beach, or halfway from the beach now. But literally is walk past the comfort station and down that road and you're in the beach. So proximity wise, it's pretty great from the pull-through area. This area here is predominantly, I'm assuming it's all pull-throughs. So it's quite wide open in this area. It's called Firefly. So good if you're going to be meeting other people or to meet other people. But not a lot of privacy, and by not a lot I mean zero. But there are other campgrounds that seem a little more traditionally protected by trees and a little better level of privacy. Yeah, that's a good sized site. They're all actually really good sized sites. But in these 300s here, it's a lot of sand. Like this is 336 electric, nice and flat, and looks like it has good drainage, just like this one. But the sand, oof. 6:30 in the morning at Long Point. Hope the noise canceling doesn't cut out all the birds, but they're birds. This is a biosphere, and it is all you can hear, nothing but birds. I've seen everything, little yellow finch-like birds, robins, cranes, blue herrings, cardinals, lots of birds. And I don't think you can look anywhere for more than 5 seconds without a bird flying by. This is a birder's paradise. We came down here last night with my wife's rollator, where those like wheeled walkers, and it is packed enough that it's really a non-issue to get to the beach. But we only got like 10 feet onto that path, and I'm going to show you why. As we walk down here, oh, I should have videotaped it last night. So see the sand dunes here? The entire thing, like everywhere you could see, was alive, of crawling. Those bugs that were flying around all day yesterday, this is where they hatched from. Oh, I had such a good idea. Oh, hold on. Look at this. They seem to be dead. Yeah, they are all still here. These ones are all dead. These must be either the casings that they came out of. No, they look like all dead shells. Still a couple living in there, but anyway. Imagine these all moving in unison. I had such a great idea. I was gonna come down here singing "The Hills Are Alive" and then show you the video of both sides just loaded with creepy crawly little insects. And now all I have are a few flying around, unless they're all dormant. Let's see here, they're flying around a little bit, but it was so cool last night that they were all crawling. By cool, I mean creepy. Anyway, missed opportunity. I even had my phone. What a shame. But here we are on the beach. Life's a beach. And this water was calm as glass yesterday too. Calm as glass. Look at that. I wouldn't actually believe that it was on Lake Erie. It is so calm. And just from the view here, not bad. Less than 2 hours from London, Ontario. Look at the color in this sand. I can only guess that that is iron that is rusted. Yeah, check that out. As you know, I'm no geologist. If you don't know, surprise, I'm not a geologist, but trying to use my power of deduction here. And usually when you see red, it usually means rust. That is fun to see. Clearly, a deer decided to take a little stroll down the beach this morning as well. Too bad I didn't get a glimpse of that. More deer prints. Walking down the path to parking lot 5. These look pretty fresh. Maybe we'll get a glimpse. Morning cardinal, hard to hate. I'm assuming most of the parking lots look like this one, but this is parking lot 5. That's a lot of parking. It goes a long way. Way the hell down there, you can see a stop sign. Well, I can. Looks like got toilets for everybody. I'm assuming this is the layout for all the parking lots, and I don't know how many there are, but lots of parking for this beautiful beach. Now we're gonna go beyond the closed area, see if we can't find that deer. Got a little cottontail hopping around, big old one. Nothing little about that. This is something I find a little bit surprising. So this is almost all pull-through area. All pull-through, which traditionally you think pull-through like this spot right here, RV. But there are so many sites that just have tents on them. And I find that surprising because tents can go pretty much anywhere. And there are a lot of locations with electricity. So tenting has a million options. And I think about how difficult it is to book a park. And we've got tents taking trailer spots and trailer spots that are empty. trailer spots with electricity. Now, I know Sibbald Provincial Park clearly has no tents allowed, but clearly not here. And they take up an entire spot, and it's just some little rinky-dink tent. And now somebody with their 32-foot RV can't come camping at this park. Now, to be completely fair about that can't come camping here, it's early June and this park isn't full, but I imagine by the amount of parking and the amount of road parking as you're coming into Long Point, that this place fills up usually. And that's what I was talking about. So when it's like high time, you want to come here, everybody wants to come here, including you with your big trailer, but you miss out on sights because some guy's got his tent on it. I don't know about you, but that pissed me off a little bit. Another trend I keep seeing at the provincial parks is when you're driving in, you know, you're in site 27 and it says turn here for 27 and it's a pull through. It's always the wrong way. They have to move all, they should shift all their signs. You go down that road and if you pull in, you're ass backwards. Well, I'll show you one, sure. Like you pull in and you're throw your awning out in your front door, you walk out your trailer and you're walking out to the your electrical pole, and on the back side of your trailer is the fire pit. So you're literally would be like, if you used it the way they intended, your fire pit would be behind your trailer and you'd be walking out looking at your electrical pole, and your electrical hookup is on the back of your trailer. So I mean, easy fix, just go in the other way, but probably a lot easier if, I don't know, they were labeled better, where you go down the right way the first time. But as soon as I did it, pulled in, I had to turn around and do it again. So as I'm talking, of course, these ones look all right, except this one right here. So here's an example. Clearly this is the road you come down, site 11. They pull into this site here, and their front door is facing their hydro pole, and their fire pit is behind them. And that fire pit looks like it belongs to the next guy, but he has his own fire pit. So, just some, we'll call them anomalies. This is an example of that anomaly. You come in here, you're in site 10. So you're driving in with your trailer, you got site 10, you pull your trailer in, your front door is here, and your fire pit is behind your trailer. So you drive all the way around, come through this way, so that when you open up, your front door faces your fire pit. Just seems backwards to me. Normally, when I'm camping, I use the comfort station. My wife uses the trailer, unless I absolutely have to go when I'm there at night. I gotta say that this is the first campsite that I've ever been to where every time I go to the men's washroom, it is jam-packed. I don't know what it is, but I always walk there to use the washroom, and then I have to walk back to my trailer to use my own washroom. I don't even know why I bother trying at this campsite, because it is always full and a lineup, like the women's bathroom at a bar. All right, when you come into Long Point, there is a separate fill station perfectly on the right hand side. There's two of them. I have a picture of it, I'll put up here. When you need to dump, there is only one dump, and in front of that, in that traditional format, there's also another fill station. So it looks like they have 3 fill stations. So not bad, one in front of us, and the park was pretty full. All right, I am home, and now it's time to think through how I felt about Long Point now that I've went in, I filled up, spent the weekend there, I dumped, I came home. Very clean, a beautiful beach. As far as Southwestern Ontario goes, it's a pretty sweet looking beach. Erie tends to have some really nice areas that are sandy, and Long Point is not failing in that front. you know, they keep talking about this biosphere there, and sure, there's some insects, but the birds and the scenery around that marshland and stuff. So if you're a birder, or you just, you know, die hard, or just somebody who can appreciate them, there were no shortage of every variety of birds. I don't even know. I'm not a bird guy. I know, you know, the basics, but yeah, tons of birds. The sound of birds is all you could hear the entire weekend, and that's kind of a great sound, very relaxing. All in all, I would say that I would pick Long Point as one of my go-to campgrounds. It's 2 hours from my house, about 2 hours from London, about 2 hours from Toronto. A really nice campground. I didn't hate that open concept there. There are more private ones, but I would probably go back to that Firefly area with the pull-through campgrounds. But absolutely, if you've been, please let me know what your thoughts are. Do you have a favorite campsite? What was your favorite thing about the park? Leave me a comment. Let me know. And always, thank you for watching. Please give me a like. And if you feel so inclined to subscribe, I would really appreciate that as well. Take care. See you on the next one.